What is going on, guys? Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. We have a major crisis brewing at the southern border. If you didn't know, we have had one for a long time. For some reason, we can't figure out how to just do legal immigration here, legally have people come into the country. If you're doing it legally, what's the point? You have to take all these, civics classes and tests and pay all this money and wait for years and just be dragged through the mud, as I've had personal friends of mine go through this and literally be married to people that are American citizens and just be dragged for months, for years, and no end in sight. But yet, if you are coming illegally, you might as well come illegally. If you want to come to America, come illegally, because you'll be given, a plethora of social services, of anything you want, childcare, healthcare, college, free college. Who knows? I mean, who knows what the UNI-PARTY will pop out next? And this is all about. I don't know one person in my life who's ever said, "Hey, I don't want any more people here if they want to come here." The big difference is that, and I would imagine that 80 to 90% of people want people to come here legally. There's probably 10% of people that are, whatever, there's out there. But 80, 90% of people, they want people to do things the right way. This is just like 90% of all people want about the same thing. They just kind of differ and argue about how they're going to get there. And I always use a story of here in Michigan in 2020, we had a 50-50 split in Biden-Trump, but the same amount of people voted for Proposal 3 here. I believe it was Proposal 3. And it stated very clearly, when things are laid out very clearly to people, because remember, people read at third grade level here in America, should the government have a warrant to search your online property? Period. That was it. That was it. You can Google it yourself. 90% of people said yes, the government should have a warrant. So to me, I had this theory for a long time that 90% of human beings believe in the Constitution, actually. They believe in freedom. They believe in liberties. Don't touch my body. Again, the lockdowns were a great example of that. Don't touch my body. Don't tell me what to do with my body. Both sides have, as you've noticed here, saying the same things. Don't touch my body. Don't tell me what to do with my body. Same thing with the online search warrants. Government should have to have a warrant to search my things and pry through my stuff. So time and time and again, people in America, if given the correct approach, without being propagandized, without being hoodwinked, without writing it in triple negatives, people choose freedom over and over again. It's only when we get propagandized or we get brainwashed or we have things that are written with double negatives and triple, quadruple negatives in a sentence that people are like, I don't know how to do the mental gymnastics to figure this out, that we get into this problem of not understanding what's going on. And what I'm getting at here as well is, if you thought that the people at the top, the unproductive class, the Uni-Party, wanted to actually fix a problem, you'd be mistaken. It's just like anything else in life. If you thought they wanted to fix Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the healthcare system, you'd be wrong. Because when Obamacare was rammed down everyone's throats, which we know, Nancy Pelosi, we're going to pass it. We have to pass it before you see what's in it. One of the most infamous lines of all time in all of political history. And then Jonathan Gruber, the Obamacare architect, saying the American people are too stupid to figure out what's going on in political opaqueness. And so not telling, lack of transparency is a great political tool and the American people are too stupid to ask what's going on and figure out what's going on. And that's a clip online we've shared many times here. You can still see. So they knew this wasn't good for the people. They wanted it because it was a political tool to gain them more power and socialize the country and towards socialism. And they did it. They rammed it down our throats. If presented the right way, again, Americans wouldn't accept these things, right? And the Republicans only, 6 years later, had full control of Congress. When Trump, I believe, his first term, had full control. Did they try to get rid of Obamacare? Yeah, they took down pieces of it and stuff like that. But they left it up in majority. Same thing, which both sides have had the ability to grant amnesty, have had full control of Congress, or get rid of and fix the migration problems and just get the laws that are already on the books and use them and create a better process to legalize people into the country. And have the Republicans done that on that side? No. So the left hasn't done amnesty when they've had full control. The right hasn't done, so this goes round and round. And if they wanted to actually do the things that they claim to want to do, then you'd see things actually happen. But they don't. What you have to understand, and we talk about this, is the premise of what we do here is question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself, right? Question everything. If you don't understand the game is not red versus blue, it's the state versus you, If you don't understand that, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to struggle mightily in this world. The whole game is to divide, causing, or through chaos and division and resentment and class warfare, race warfare, all these different things to confuse. You create this Colosseum of sorts, to create this old world, the Roman Colosseum, of gladiators fighting each other, pushing you into, literally and physically pushing you into the Colosseum to watch sporting events, be distracted by sporting events, just like the lockdowns, so those are the only things that were going on. They shut down the sports and they had to get them up going right away because people started protesting and literally rioting in the streets. So within a few months, everything was back up and running. The stadiums were empty, but the games were on and the TVs were there and butts were back in the seats. And that was to distract the populace, just like this. They do not want to actually do things. They do not want to actually get things done. Because then what will we fight about? If we actually got things done and actually gave the people their freedom, then what would the government, there'd be no point to the government, right? All these grifters would literally lose their power. They would lose their power and they would be gone. So I should put the headline up here of where it's at. So the grifting would be gone. The grift and the graft would be completely gone, and you wouldn't be able to justify your job as a politician, in the current modern day politician, in this fiat inflationary system that we have. You would lose all of your being. And many of these people have no idea. Many of these people, the Bernie Sanders of the world, and I'm sure the Mitch McConnell, these people have never worked a day in their life. They've only grifted off the system. They literally get paid our tax dollars. They get paid by us. And then they print more currency, stealing it from us through inflation, to go pay off themselves even more and pay off their family members and go entrench themselves in power and go lobby and on and on and on and on. So they don't want to fix things, because the more they fix things and actually do the right thing, then the less power they have. The more they're susceptible to being thrown back on their behinds into the real world. They get kicked out of the bar, out of the party, in the alley, on their butts, and they have to dust themselves off, pick themselves up, and go find real work. Go actually put a roof on a house. Go dig a new well. And go actually do work. They can't grift and graft off society. They can't create more financialization. They can't lobby. They can't sit there in a courtroom. Gone. See ya. Got to go actually put actual work in. Got to go actually provide value to society and manufacture something. You got to go actually build something. This is the clown world we are living in right now. So this is nothing to do. I mean, this is insane in itself. More than 150,000 migrants may be waiting. And then right here in the first second, it says, hey, they've estimated at least 150. So they contradict themselves again right away from the caption to what most people see to the first paragraph. So they already lied to you in the caption, making it sound like less than 150, which there's more than 150, because that's just what they've got their eyes on so far. So if you want to see another way, again, how they change voting rules and how they change things, again, the unproductive class, the UNI-PARTY, this is both parties at the top. And this is why we are Bitcoiners. The Bitcoin Party versus the Democrat and Republican Party. Because those two parties are gone. They're antiquated. They're hundreds of years old. They're 100 years old. They're done. 100 plus years old, obviously. But they're done. They are out with the old and in with the new. We are in with fixing the money to fix the world. It's the only way you're going to take the grift out of society. And these people, these rent seekers who are doing nothing and providing nothing to society, and then they are consequently destroying things. We have, illegal aliens that are we don't even know who's coming in here, right? We have no idea who's coming in here, and it's so sad. But what's happening at the borders, and because of the drug trafficking back and forth and destroying children's lives, mainly the children. People in America want to talk about the children. We got to get rid of guns, and we got to do this and that. If it saves one life, yet we're aborting 1 million children a year. We're killing 1 million children a year just through our own actions and choices, and then we propagate sex trafficking and slavery, which there's more slaves in the world currently today than there has in human history combined, And yet we propagate this. We propagate this because we choose to be ignorant, we choose to be apathetic, to be indifferent, to sit here and fight with each other, and to do nothing of any means. We let grifters and rent seekers, uniparty politicians, people that don't care about anything other than themselves, getting elected and getting reelected, and then entrenching themselves, pulling up the ladder behind them, underneath themselves, so no one else can climb up. This is what broken money gives you. And so when I'm funneling this all down and painting this whole picture, this whole story to show you that the money is what controls all this. Because if you don't control your wealth, then what do you have? You are now subservient to the government. If you have currency that you are saving, a liability that you think is an asset, you're getting poorer and poorer by the day. This is why you went from a man having to work, and then a man and a woman having to work, and then a man and a woman having to work and also spending out all their savings, and then a man and a woman having to work and spending out their savings and going out on credit card debt. This is the progression of the last 50 years of breaking the money since 1971. Go to the site, WTF happened in 1971. Go check it out. It'll show you the explosion in everything, in hospital administrators, in broken marriages, everything since 1971. The amount of lawyers, just go on and on and on. We don't need those people. We need people to produce. That's what drives the economic engine of an economy. That's what drives the lifeblood of humans and of people. So we have done this to ourselves, and I'm painting this picture to show you that if you break the money and you give, like the Rothschilds told us, I care not who makes the nation's laws. If I control the money, I control the world. It does not matter. You can vote 17,000 times this next election. Literally, you can vote 17,000 times. You can go vote in every state, which you probably can, 10 different times over in every state, and it won't make a difference. It literally won't make a difference at all. I can guarantee you that right now. Will not make a difference. The reason that Trump broke people's minds is because the UNI-PARTY was in power. Bob Dole, Clinton, the Bushes and Clintons. Just clown world. The UNI-PARTY had their guy on both sides, and they really didn't care either way which person won. Trump, they laughed at and didn't think and maybe he's part of it. We have no idea. Seemingly, the way they've responded to him and acted to him has been a little different. So it kind of confirms our bias that, maybe he's not part of that one world government clan. I don't have much information. I've never seen much information regarding him being part of that one world government. And unlike the Bushes, unlike the Obamas, unlike the Bidens and the John Kerrys and on and on and on and on, right? So I've yet to see much of that evidence or information that he's part of that cabal, and the way they treated him, and the way they still treat him, lends me to believe that, yes, they weren't ready. They thought, you know what, this guy's a joke. He's not going to win. Low energy Jeb's going to win, another Bush character, and we've got that guy in the bag. Obviously, Hillary's in the bag, so we'll win this either way. We'll be good. And then he won the nomination, and then it was too late. They didn't have the machine in place, the apparatus, to really control what they needed to control. Well, now they've got it. Now they fixed it, and now it's good. So we're going to continue. This is going to continue on. Republicans think they're going to win. They're sadly mistaken, because between ballot harvesting, between people being poured over the border and then told, hey, you got to vote for a certain party, good luck. The days of conservatism, the days of freedom, liberty, the Constitution, and free freedoms for everybody, and liberty for all, and justice for all, goodbye. That's long gone. That is long gone. And so what I'm saying at the end of the day is you have to fix the money, because broken money, which we have now as a currency, we don't have money. The dollar ceased being money in 1971. You take the gold out of money, or you're not using Bitcoin, something that actually has work behind it. You need to take work to go get the gold and silver out of the ground, or you need to take work to go mine the Bitcoin. If you don't have work associated with your money, you are the product. You are the product. So if you don't have work associated with the dollar, and there's none, it's printed in thin air and used by the military industrial complex, used by the government, and then they use your work, your time and energy, they extract it from you through your taxes and through inflation. So directly and indirectly, they use that as a mechanism to give a dollar its value. And people have confidence that Americans will show up tomorrow. They'll, okay, I'm sure, okay, well, it's going to keep going on. I'm just going to keep believing in that dollar, and they'll show up, and they'll, like hamsters in a wheel, and they'll show up and just pay their taxes the next day. And yes, man, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and just they won't ask questions. And this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end because more and more people are waking up to this game that's being played. Fix the money to fix the world. If you have a deflationary equity money, commodity-backed money, like Bitcoin, that goes across space and time instantaneously. That's why gold and silver didn't work, because it got centralized. It got centralized into governments and banks, and then they took it and destroyed everything, and the cycle would repeat. Gold and silver was the best we had. Now we have Bitcoin. That gives us the best of all solutions. It is the best solution. It's not perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. And I know I've said that before, and I shouldn't, because it's not a perfect solution. It is the best solution by far humans have ever discovered. And this gives us the chance to have a fair system. And the Bitcoin life raft slowly moving away from the fiat Titanic and takes this out of the system, where you can see people coming into the country the right way, legally. And we know who's coming in the country, and we welcome and accept people with open arms. This is such clown world we live in, that this is going on and perpetuating slavery, sex trafficking, diseases, hunger. I mean, everything. It's so mind-blowing that we can't figure this out, and that people can't figure out that, you know what? If the same thing keeps happening every 4 years, every 8 years, it just goes back and forth ping-ponging, maybe there's a different thing that's going on. Maybe it's something outside of politics that's going on. Hello, McFly. It's the money. They've broken the money, and they use that to control you. That's it. The dollar has been weaponized, not only against Russia and other countries and other, whatever. It has been the American person, the American worker, first and foremost, has been the one that's been weaponized against. And it's been obfuscated by a higher standard of living. Well, we will live a higher standard of living. Yeah, you've also been bowing at the altar of broken money and globalists and one world government people destroying your wealth to give you short-term prosperity over the last few decades. And now you're going to pay. Now Americans will pay because they've chosen not to accept truth and live with truth. So they will pay. Those who operate in that world of the dollar and denominate their life in dollars are going to live through hell. Absolutely guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt. So get prepared. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Get some Bitcoin, gold, silver, food, energy, water. Get some skills, gardening, water purification. Get some seed. Learn how to grow some stuff. Even a small garden is going to prepare you well for what is coming. And we've been talking about this for years. This is absolutely coming 1,000%. Get prepared. The chaos that is going to ensue will be mind-blowing. Especially for Americans who think, nothing can happen here. Nothing can happen here. What do you mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What is America? This is 2023, Brandon. This is 2023. Don't you know? If it saves one child, the most hypocritical people on earth. Americans can be the best people and are exceptional in the sense that they have that in them still, that somewhere deep down in them, they can figure this out. They can. But right now, Americans tend to be the most hypocritical and the most conceited and don't see the problems that the average person around the world can see blatantly right in front of Americans' eyes, and Americans can't see it. So let's get off our rockers. Let's get prepared with all the things we just talked about, and some, guns, ammo, firearms, security, land, and community as well. Community is the number one thing. So building community. What we're doing here, your local rancher, your local sheriff, the people around you, your food providers, get ready, get prepared, because there is going to be massive change in the world in the next 10 years. Massive. And not in a lot of the ways we think it's going to be either. So get prepared, because we will thrive on the backside of that. Those that are ready. So this kind of stuff, again, be on high alert. Be prepared every single day of your life. None of us are getting out of it alive. I'll tell you that much. None of us are getting out of it alive. So let's be prepared to be the best versions of ourselves every single day and be the people that we want to see. Be the change we want to see in the world, and be the person that deserves great things. Be, do, have. Be first. Be the person we need to see. Then do the things we need to do to have the things we want to have. This is the way. This is truly the way. It's the way of God, trying to live the 10 Commandments. It's the old story of an old lady who used to visit prisons. And one of the men in there said, hey, I forget her name, but hey, miss, I love that you come in here. You know how many rules though there are that keep me in this place? And she just looked at him, and she just stopped for a second, and she looked back at him and said, yeah, but there's only 10 rules that keep you out. And that's all it is. It's simple. Life is simple. We humans choose to be emotional and mess things up, and we all do. So I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. This is not financial advice, it's freedom advice. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.